I have another reading for you from Living with Joy by Sanaya Roman, and it is a beautiful fall day today. This is about persisting in your vision. Manifesting is a matter of trusting and believing in yourself and of steadily holding your vision of what you want to create. There are many temptations to stop believing and trusting in the universe and yourself, but there are many reasons to continue. The universe often tests you to see how much you believe in your vision. Each goal is reachable if you keep working on it. The universe often tests you to see how much you believe in your vision. I really love that because it's a great reminder when you're going through a challenge. I reached a point in January of this year. It was January 11th through 13th, somewhere in there. I did a bunch of writing, and I have it right here. I may share some of it at some point. It was about reaching a point in my life where I could look back on every situation that I had been through, every challenge, every hardship. It was like I was hovering over my own life, and I was able to see clearly gifts and positivity in every horrible situation that I had been through, every challenge, every failure. I was able to see beauty in everything, and I was able to see the purpose of the suffering. And it was a really pivotal time for me. It changed me tectonically as I was going through a lot of changes already. But to really sit and say, I see what I went through and how much it hurt, how much I felt like a victim, and I sat in my suffering. And I see why that had to happen. And I see what I'm supposed to do with that suffering. I know what I'm supposed to do with it. And then in all that freedom and joy and realization, the forgiveness, all these wonderful things were happening. And there was such a heaviness of then the conviction of knowing some of the things that led me to that point, and how I had been intentionally changing my perception in a lot of different areas, and how emotional that was for me. And now knowing, embodying for the last 9 months, it is now my job to show other people that they can do this. Sometimes the medical world doesn't know how to help us, and that's okay. I think sometimes we have to suffer to a point of just feeling completely hopeless. And then something inside of us, if we're among the blessed that is able to do this, we can see the way out, and we start to make that path for ourselves, and we grab a hold of one thing and we cling to it, and then we find something else, and then we start to just change our environment and change our mindset. It's very intentional, and it takes a lot of practice and a lot of questioning and uncertainty and standing on very shaky ground. It takes a lot of purging of toxic beliefs, toxic feelings, and sometimes people in our lives that bring out the toxicity in us. And you can even use those situations to see parts of yourself that are not healed. You can start paying attention to triggers. You can use the behaviors of other people that bother you the most to then look at yourself and say, what is it that I have in me that's causing me to be so bothered by what they're doing? And oftentimes the behaviors of other people that are most triggering and most annoying and most frustrating are things that we struggle with ourselves, but we don't want to see it in ourselves. It takes a lot of humility. It takes a lot of willingness to just start again and scratch what we thought was true and just start over. It can be a terrible experience. A lot of tears, a lot of suffering. But when you decide to start changing your perceptions and your beliefs and you start working on yourself, it's amazing the compassion that you can have for yourself, for other people. You can look back on your whole life with gratitude. You can start being present. You can realize the frailty of life and that all we ever have is one day, one moment at a time. I love Stoicism. I discovered Stoicism about a year ago, and it came at a desperate time of my life. And they have a lot of beautiful concepts. I'll be talking a lot about those throughout my lifetime, I think. So much of that has helped me. One of the things I love with Stoicism, they have a concept called Memento Mori. It just means remember your death. And I love going to the cemetery. I love thinking about my ancestors and my past and, you know, the people who came before us, the people who have fought for our freedom. Memento Mori, it means remember our death. And the whole point of that is to live every moment like it could be our last. And it just teaches us that we don't have to take the bait when there's drama going on. We don't have to get involved in those things. We don't have to do things that don't matter. It's really, really eye-opening to think every day when I send my kids to school, this could be my last day. It could be their last day. What am I going to do with my day today? What am I going to fill my mind with? What am I going to try and fill their minds with? What am I going to talk about today? I love this concept. It helps you to make the right choices and to know what matters in life. It helps me to come out on the nice days and figure out what I'm going to talk to you all about. Anyways, it sounds morbid, but I do like that concept, remember your death. It can be really powerful. So I'm out in nature today, just enjoying what there is left of the sunny, warm days. And this is a nice one for sure. Lots of sounds in the woods. That's it for now. Bye.